Hey internet, Orc speaking. How do characters work in this game? Can I play anyone I want, or do I have to play a certain character to fit a meta? And even if I do play a character, should I be using a certain vehicle combination with them? Well, you've clicked on the right video. Today, let's talk about the characters inside of Mario Kart World. The first thing that you need to know about all of these characters is there are currently 8 divisions, and they are split up by their weight, and also conveniently their mini turbo and acceleration. Starting off, all characters that have a weight stat of 3 would be considered featherweight characters. These are characters like Baby Peach, Baby Daisy, Swooper, and Parabitty. All 4 of these characters share the exact same stats. They are all very slow and all share that 10 mini turbo stat. Next up, the baby characters, the lightweights in the class. Unlike the featherweights, these characters are different from each other. Even though they all share that same 4 weight stat, characters like Baby Mario, Goomba, and Spike are faster on road, whereas characters like Baby Rosalina, Sidestepper, and Fishbone are faster in water, making the other 3 faster in dirt, or also known as terrain. These are tracks like DS Desert Hills or Moo Meadows. Going with the boxing analogy because it makes things a little easier, the welterweight class. These are characters like Toadette, Nabbit, and Toad. These are characters that would in older games be considered lightweight characters, but actually share stats somewhere in between a lightweight and a midweight. Same thing as the previous class. Toadette and Nabbit are faster on road, Toad, Shy Guy, and Stingbee are faster in dirt, and Koopa Troopa, Lakitu, and Cheep Cheep are faster in water. Next up, we have the midweights. These are characters like Peach, Daisy, Corncoffer. Again, they're split. I'm not gonna read them out loud, but they're split into the same categories, where certain characters have a road advantage, a terrain advantage, and a water advantage. And of course, they're all classified in the same class because they share the same 6 weights stat. Next up, we have the traditional midweights, which are characters like Mario, Luigi, Hammer Bro, Birdo. Again, split, of course, depending on the terrain. Going up the next classes, we have like the mixed weights, which are characters like Pauline, King Boo, Rosalina. They're kind of in between a midweight and a heavyweight. And then, of course, we have the heavyweights, which is Wario, Wiggler, Waluigi, Pianta, the characters that would be traditionally big characters in the older Mario Kart games. One thing to take note of, Bowser for some weird reason is in a class of his own. He is the same speed as everyone in the heavy class with their advantage. So for example, Wario is fast on road, Bowser is the same speed as Wario. The cow is faster on dirt, but Bowser also is the same speed. And of course Waluigi and Pianta, they're faster in water, Bowser is the same speed as them in water. And of course, to make that fair, Bowser is heavier than everyone else, he has less mini turbo than everyone else, and he also handles worse than everyone else. That is another way you could split these characters up as well. Everyone in their class also shares the same weight, same mini turbo stat, and same handling. That's also something that is like universal across the board. So that's the characters. Let's talk about how we could actually utilize that. For time trials, you generally only see a split of very small characters being used, characters who their mini turbo becomes their main asset, or characters that have a lot of speed in a certain aspect. So if you just look at time trials, midweights don't have that much presence. There are a few tracks that do utilize midweights, but far and away, you generally tend to prioritize a character that fits just one specific track. And oftentimes that ends up being a heavyweight or a lightweight. So taking that outside of the time trial scene and going competitive, you tend to see a shift more toward lighter characters. There are a few people who play heavy characters, but generally speaking, you'll see characters like Toadette kind of dominating the field because she is small enough that she could kind of fly with the lightweight characters, but she's heavy enough that she could play both sides of the field. This is also compounded by the fact in competitive, you tend to pick tracks that are more fun to play competitively, which are often the more technical tracks, which means a lighter character is better. So if you ever see people playing a war, you tend to see a lot of light characters, a lot of featherweight characters, and maybe a few occasional midweights. Now let's take a step back from competitive and talk about your favorite characters. Do you need to play a competitive meta character? No. If you're playing online, every character is very, very viable because the game is decently well balanced. So don't let the meta push you around. The primary difference in performance actually comes from the vehicle, not the characters. If you want to play something that just looks good to you, go for it. But if you want to be a little sweaty, I would recommend try out these 3 vehicles. First, the Baby Blooper gives you fantastic mini turbo. It's kind of a universal vehicle across the board. It works with almost every character. If you want to be a little bit more technical, or you're playing a slightly heavier character than you would like, try using the Mach Bike or the ROB Hog. They have the same stats, handle very similarly. It's a little slower than the Baby Blooper, but it makes up for it for technicality. And if you want to go a little bit faster, or you like playing on tracks that have a little bit of water, go the Real Racer. So anyway, I hope that helped you pick out your vehicle combination, maybe make some kind of meta combination for yourself. And ultimately, What matters most in this game is practice. Get to know your own combination. If you play heavy characters, learn how to deal with the clunkiness of it. If you play a light character, get fast on the technical stuff. That is what's going to matter way more than any character that you pick. So, I hope this video helped you. Play whatever character you want. You'll be fine as long as you understand your character's strengths and weaknesses. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys all later. Alright, thanks for watching.